Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to CWA Mobile Gaming. Today in Clash Royale, Goison is back, baby. Goison, which is Giant and Poison, plus Prince, the added kind of extra addition to Goison, is definitely making a huge appearance early on in this new balance change meta after the guards and the Prince both got a buff. Here are 4 different decks that you guys can go ahead and try at your leisure. They're all really solid. All of these decks won by top 200 players. In today's video, we're going to play some matches. We're also going to watch some matches here on TV Royale. Let's start with this one here, and we're going to try to get to the bottom of why this deck is so strong. Giant, Prince, Guards, Poison, and Zap are really the themes of these decks. Let's talk about the obvious thing, right? Against Inferno Towers, against Inferno Dragons, now we have a lot of options, right? We have the Guards now that can protect the Giant, the Prince, which we needed. They're also, they do well against Log, so Guards have a super utility in a deck like this. Remember, they not only did they buff Guards, but Supercell also changed the mechanic to the Inferno Tower. Now the Inferno Tower will reset after the beam will reset after the guard shield is gone, and then have to charge up all over again to target the regular guard after his shield is gone. That's a huge buff in itself to guards, let alone the ridiculous extra buff that they got. I say ridiculous loosely, I'm excited about it, but guards are definitely strong now. If you guys haven't added them to your deck, I would seriously consider doing so. See how you do. Even if they're not as high level as, say, of your goblins are, obviously different rarities, but it's definitely worth considering, in my opinion, to swap in those level 4 guards instead of your level, 11 or 12 goblins, and seeing how they do, just testing it out. See if you like what your results are. I would use this time right now to experiment. It's early in the season. The risk reward is pretty low. Let's fast forward a little bit here because I want to get to, okay, now let's go normal time. I want to get to to double elixir time, because that's really when this deck can be absolutely devastating, right? So unfortunately, Shadow, by the way, guys, huge shout out to my boy Heisenberg YouTube. I met him in London. Great YouTuber, great YouTube channel. Check him out. Unfortunately, just barely on the losing end of this match. Wait till you see the end of this match, guys. It comes down to the absolute wire, hence it being on TV Royale. So a good block there by Shadow, using his guards and his Prince to kind of stymie that Goblin Barrel. Here comes the Giant, Ice Spirit in this deck as well. So we're talking about Inferno, and he misses the Inferno Tower there. Oh no, gives an oops. That could have been devastating there for Shadow, but somehow he manages to pull a comeback here. But yeah, we have Ice Spirit also to reset the Inferno Dragon and Inferno Tower, and that's really important because the Inferno Dragon or the Inferno Tower are going to be in a lot of decks, especially if we see more and more and more of these Goison decks. Now, guys, a quick history lesson. Were any of you around during the first Goison meta? I think the first Goison meta, really its heyday in the game, was in the Shanghai tournament. 1 second, I'll get back to this story. Let's watch the ending of this, the conclusion of this match here. So Miner and Poison onto the tower for Heisenberg, but look at the Prince and the Knight are onto the tower, and the Prince, the Knight, the Giant and the Prince, and the Giant with one blow with the Poison just barely active leaves that tower with 3 hit points. Man, Heisenberg, you must have been bumming after that one. Let's go ahead and watch this next replay here. This one is with King Arash from Nova, Iran, going against somebody from Harbor Land. So what I wanted to say is the Shanghai tournament, right? Goison was everywhere, and I've seen a lot of pro players, even a lot of just regular casual players say, the good old days. The good old days when Goison was everywhere. I miss those days. But I remember, I have a long memory, and I remember those days. And I remember a lot of people complaining about Goison. Goison was extremely prevalent. You remember the Goison decks back in the Shanghai tournament, though, they actually had the Mini PEKKA instead of the Knight. So the Knight. Why do I keep calling the Prince the Knight? instead of the Prince. At least I'm catching myself, because, you know, you don't edit, so whatever. So anyway, the Prince has replaced the Mini PEKKA, and deservingly so. The Prince is really viable now. I've actually seen him in a lot of different decks other than just Goison, which I'll have some pros coming on the channel soon to share. But today, it's going to be Goison. But remember, one last caveat about the Shanghai days is the poison. Poison back then, for those of you who don't remember, had the slow effect. The slow effect really dramatically hurt the utility of anything that even like beefier troops would just be so annoying to go against Poison. Poison was incredibly OP. Don't use the word OP or the phrase OP loosely here. Poison was so strong back in the early days of its introduction to the game. Remember, that was one of the only spells they've added to the game. The Log, Poison, Tornado, what else? Anything else? They don't add a lot of spells to the game. But yeah, so Poison was really strong back then. So I don't think, that's my long-winded way of saying that I don't think the Goison will be quite as annoying as before, because there is that mitigating factor of no slow on the Poison. So here we go. It is 1-to-1. We are into double elixir time. Even against beatdown decks, this deck can do some work in double elixir. Beatdown, obviously heavier beatdowns such as Lava Loon, such as Golem decks, are generally the most challenging matchup for this Goison Prince deck. But we're going to go ahead and see just how powerful this deck can be. Now, what you can often do with this deck is get two giants on the board at the same time. You can play one in the pocket if you play one earlier behind your tower when you have one tower down. It's really, really difficult to stop two giants coming at your tower at the same time. So here we go here, 10 seconds left. Looks like this one's going into overtime. You can see that King Arash has 1205 HP on the King Tower. Is he going to go for the King Tower? Well, we have a charging Prince. He's going to intercept that Hog Rider and then lure the Knight and the Goblins. I actually got my Prince and my Knight correct that time. Wow, crazy. Here comes the Fireball, but this is where things start to change. Here comes the Knight and Guards in the pocket, anticipating that Inferno Tower. He can't drop the Inferno Tower because of the Guards. We talked about that. And then the Knight, or the Giant, gets onto the right tower, and it's just going to be too little too late, and he gets that right tower down. The Hog Rider not able to get that one swing off. The Hog Rider, with his recent nerf, not enough time to get that swing off to finish the game in the other player's favor. So here we go. Let's go ahead and hop into our first live match here, guys. I'm going to play... Wait a second. So, okay. Deck 5 and Deck 3 are the same, right? Okay. So, yes. Elixir costs 3.4. Elixir costs 3.4. Okay. That's really smart, Ash. Let's just go with this deck, because this is the one that we've been showing here. It does have Musketeer. Yeah, that looks good. Let's go for it, guys. And we'll see what kind of matchup we get, and we'll try to handle it the best we can. So, I'm not super high in cups because... You know, ironically, I cover this game for a living, and guess what? I don't even have time to play as much as I like to. So, let's go ahead and just get started here, dropping off Musketeer behind the King Tower and seeing what happens. So, he drops Bats. Not super worried about that. Oh, a Golem. All right, so we're just going to cycle a little bit here. And what we're going to do is actually drop the Giant in the same lane. That's going to buy my Musketeer and my Mega Minion some time to chop away at this Golem. And hopefully... Oh, Elite Barbarians! Oh, no. Okay, cool. So Elite Barbarians are pretty cool because it can teach you guys how to deal with Elite Barbarians when you're playing this deck. Of course, we want to use Poison against them. We're going to have Guards ready to finish off those Elite Barbarians. Guards do surprisingly well against Elite Barbs. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed the same thing, but here we go. We're going to zap as well, and look at that. We really mitigated any big damage there. We're going to pull this Mega Minion over just to make sure he doesn't get some tricky damage against our tower. So yeah, now we have probably the Elixir lead here. So let's go ahead and drop off a Giant behind the tower. Let's see if he does anything first here, guys. He does Bats again. You know, let's start with the Musketeer again. I want to see what he's going to do. So a Musketeer... And then he drops the Golem again. We're just going to rinse and repeat. He's going to have the Elite Barbs, but this time we don't have enough for the Poison. Maybe I should have backed that Giant up just a little bit more. So yeah, there's the elite barbs. We are gonna get what, 2 or 3 hits on that tower. I'm gonna have to save the poison there. I can't hit the tower, so we've got a lot of damage anyway. Let's go ahead and drop the poison right here, and then a guards will be our savior again here. Guards just, you know, 3 elixir and able to absolutely shut down elite barbarians. So my opponent here is level 12, but my I think most of my cards are maxed. My prince isn't maxed. I mean, who maxes their prince? I never even use him. Okay, I'm gonna have to now though. So Musketeer, or who upgrades Prince, obviously. Easy for me to say, Dirty Gemmer Ash, who maxes their Prince. What an idiot. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be easy. He's going to drop the Elite Barbs. I'm going to drop Poison. That's going to be Tower Down. And then we just have to take care of this Golem. We'll be good to go. We're going to use Prince and Musketeer here. I need to get the Mega Minion on the board here. Okay, this is getting a little bit tricky. I'm going to drop guards right down the smack in the middle, buy my Prince a little bit more time. Prince goes down. I was late on my zap, and then I was, oh, no. Oh, boy. He's going to take my right tower here, guys. That was unfortunate. We'll let this Musketeer do some work here. In the meanwhile... Okay, so that was pretty bad defense. I probably should not have put my guards right smack dab in the middle there. I should have just put them closer to the center of the river there and allowed them to do a little bit of kiting. So let's just block up this area with a big fat giant, and there comes... we could save up for poison here, but I think I'll be okay. I'm going to drop guards over here, lure these elite barbarians, and we'll be okay here. It's just a matter of time. He's not going to beat me, no way. And this is going to be it, I think, here, guys. This giant, and if I can get this Mega Minion, excuse me, down, and then this should get a little bit of damage. I think my next push, if I have enough time, I should be able to giant poison and take down the tower there. So here we go. Prince way in the back. We have Musketeer over here. 2 Musketeers and a Prince. I'm going to Ice Spirit to cycle to my giant, and giant in the pocket. Quick, 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 quick. Excuse me. This might be it, guys. I'm going to poison. Here comes the Elite Barbs. We're going to poison the Elite Barbs. No Elite Barbs. I guess we got it. There it is. GG. All right, sweet. Oh, man. Whew. That was a lot of talking there, Ash. All right, that's why I don't play generally. That's why I don't play and commentate at the same time. You guys saw that live there. Okay, let's go ahead and see what do we have here. Let's go to one more TV Royale replay, and then we'll hop into another match. There's so much Prince here on TV Royale. It's absolutely insane. Let's watch this one here. No, this is not the one. Did we see this one? No, we didn't. Was there another one? No, I don't think we saw the one that. Let's watch this one. Yeah, because we did not see the hunter, right? Or yeah, let's watch it. Okay, cool. So sorry about that. Ash, you gotta plan out these videos, dude. You gotta plan out these videos, not just do them on a whim. All right, so we're going against Leslie here, and Leslie, he or she, has a hunter deck, and it's got to be a max hunter because we're here at the top 200. Let's see how he or she uses the hunter. It's Leslie. I don't know. I'm going to go with a she for the rest of the replay. So here comes a giant and guard just played directly at the river there, and then, of course, using the poison is us. I can't speak Korean, so I can't tell you the name. But either way, we did a pretty good job there, surprisingly, actually getting a decent amount of chip damage and a hit or two with the giant. Now we have to defend against the graveyard. Hey, what works well against graveyard? Surprise, surprise, guards, because guards work well against everything. The opponent opts to poison here, but not a big deal, right? So poison, all that elixir the opponent invested there, and guess what? We're still slightly in the damage lead by 1 hit point on that right tower. So we're going to go ahead and drop off a giant, I assume, in the back here. Let's see if Leslie uses the hunter. What do you guys think of the hunter? What is your early impressions of the hunter, guys? Like him, don't like him, don't have him leveled up, don't have him unlocked, so can't tell me. Probably the majority of you are in that boat, but we'll have to see. I do have some hunter decks coming up for you guys. Here's hunter. So you can see he's going to go down really, really quickly to the Musketeer. So that was an absolute awful hunter play there by Leslie. You got to be careful. Hunter's pretty fragile. He'll go down really, really quick. So he needs to be. It's a tricky card to use. I feel like this is just my impressions of him, because he needs to be close to be effective. However, you can't have him too close to where he's going to be getting hit by the supporting troops because he's not that robust hit point wise. So it's a tricky card with a decent skill cap in my opinion. I don't know, maybe I haven't played him enough though, so I reserve my full opinion for maybe next week when I have a little bit more experience with the card. So here we go, we're going to go ahead and counter that graveyard using a poison. Of course, poison, a great counter to graveyard here. Guards helping out as well from above, really taking no damage on that left tower, or very, very little. And here comes the charging Prince, and the Prince does not make contact onto the tower, nor the Ice Wizard. Actually, he does get one stab on that Ice Wizard, but we do take the tower down thanks to the hefty blows of the Giant. Here comes the Prince in the left lane, dropped off way in the back. We're going to drop a Giant right in front of him. This is going to be another monster push here. Going against a Hunter here is Poison v Poison, and Prince does get that hit off on the Hunter there, and it looks like, well, we're not going to get another tower, but we are certainly going to get a decent amount of chip damage onto it and easily secure the victory. That was pretty easy. These decks are easy to play. That's why I like them. I like decks that are easy to play. Let's go ahead and play one more match, guys. We'll switch it up. We'll use one of these other decks. We've seen enough replays on that deck. Let's do this deck. This deck seems pretty cool. It has the Tornado, it has the Baby Dragon, a little bit of Splash added to the Goison. It's like Goison, Prince, Splash. So, let's see. Interesting starting hand, 3 spells, and my Mega Minion. I'll go ahead and just drop the Mega Minion. Oh, no. We're going against the Royal Giant. This is beautiful. We're going against Royal Giant and Elite Barbarians, the 2 most hated cards in the entire game. Here comes Prince. Here comes Mega Minion. They're going to do some work against that Royal Giant. I'm going to add Bats to the equation and Baby Dragon. Go all out here because he supported. He went really heavy on that support. I think I might take this tower here, guys. Let's see if I can take it. What does he have? Does he have any? A Fireball. Okay. But look at how much damage we do there, guys. Having that awareness that we talked about to, okay, my opponent, he has a Royal Giant, but he supported his Royal Giant with a lot of troops, and he wasn't killing my troops. So that's why I decided to go really aggressive there. Against another level 12, but hopefully you guys can still kind of pick up the pointers here that we're trying to illustrate. So here comes a Giant in the back. You know, we have a big Elixir lead here. He has Musketeer. I'm just going to poison this because of our Elixir advantage, and we'll just take some chip damage. I'm not even going to go ahead and support the Giant anymore. We'll let those Goblins just do some work. The Mega Minion will take care of those Goblins. So all in all, we just get some chip damage, and we still have the Elixir advantage, I think. Is he going to drop a Royal Giant or what here? There it is. Okay, so Baby Dragon Prince on the Royal Giant, trying to give a little bit of room, not enough room to the Prince to get his charge on, but we will go ahead and probably didn't need that zap. That was a waste of a zap. Good job, Ash. But Baby Dragon will take down this tower. Baby Dragon locked onto the tower can do some decent damage. Don't underestimate a Baby Dragon on a tower. And there we go. Left tower is down. This is going to be really easy here. I mean, this deck does really, really well against Royal Giant and Elite Barbarians decks. Because you have the Prince, you have the Bats, you have Baby Dragon. I mean, this deck specifically, you have Baby Dragon, Mega Minion, you have Guards, of course. So, not in this deck, but the other deck. So, basically, no matter what deck you're playing is what I'm trying to say, you have a good answer to the Royal Giant. So, let's go ahead and drop off a Prince in back of this Giant here, and then we might be able to get another Giant down. How is he ever going to stop this? How is he ever going to stop this, guys? There's no way he can stop this push right now. There's just no way. I mean, 2 Giants, a Prince, and a Mega Minion and a Baby Dragon on the King Tower to boot. We'll go ahead and drop a poison here, protecting that Knight from, why do I call the Knight a Prince? But we'll get a 3 crown there. The opponent says thanks. I say good game. He says thanks again. Not too happy about that Goison loss. Guys, I hope you're happy about these decks, and I hope you have success if you decide to try them. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you so much, especially you guys, you right now, watching to the very end of the episode. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Huge shout out to my YouTube partner, Bren Chong. Find his information in the description below. Guys, thanks so much, and as always, take care, guys.